Hey, what's going on, everybody? Brian Keitler, Lifting the Field Outdoors. Today it's actually nice enough we're going to get out and we're going to sight in this new Mossberg SA-28. We put a Hawke red dot on it, 1x4x20. We'll turn around and show you that. But what we're going to talk about here very quickly is with sighting it in, I found some 28 gauge 9-shot 2 3/4 inch shells. And then once we get that gun sighted in, we're going to use the Verdict 9-shot 2 3/4 inch shells. So we're going to get this gun on paper first before we start shooting, you know, the expensive loads. So we'll turn around and show this gun and talk about it for just a second. All right, so this is the new SA-28 that I got from Mossberg. When I saw it at the Harrisburg show, I was like, man, I just got to have one of these. And semi-auto, the safeties right there. If you're left-handed like I am, that's, I would say, the only thing that is, would be, confusing or an issue. It's got, if you don't want to put a scope on it, it's got some nice, bright sight points for, lining up to shoot turkeys. But we're gonna shoot this at 20 yards. We're gonna get sighted in first before we start to pattern any of the verdict loads. So we're gonna get it on paper here and see, and then we'll start firing some verdict loads. All right, I bore sighted this gun in my basement, and you can see I'm probably gonna have to bump this up just a bit, but 20 yards, that's a pattern we have at 20 yards with the practice 9s. We're gonna go live and shoot a Verdict 9-shot TSS and see what it looks like on one of the splatter targets. All right, we put it on paper with some target loads that were 9s. These are the Verdict 2 3/4, 1 and 1.5 ounce 9s. We're gonna load it up and we're gonna shoot it at 20 yards and see how it patterns. This load was a tad bit low, but we'll go with this one and see how it goes. All right, make sure you have your ear protection. We're gonna shoot at 20 yards. I'm gonna go live. All right, let's go see how that pattern is. All right, so this is the Verdict 9 at 20 yards with that SA-28. We're using the Rectifire Spade Series Choke with this, and you can see great pattern right here. Got some flyers there. We're actually gonna bump this up. I'm aiming right here on this target with that Hawke scope. I'm gonna bump this up, okay, and move this pattern in here, bump it up and a little bit right. And we're gonna go back to 40 yards and see how that goes. All right, we moved the target back to 40 yards. We're gonna shoot another Verdict TSS 9-shot. Here we go. All right, so I made one adjustment. I bumped the scope up, and you can see the pattern. I need to bump it a little bit to the right, and we'll be dead on. But this is 40 yards with the Verdict TSS, with the SA-28, and with the Rectifire Spade Series Choke. Very pleased. This will work. This will kill a bird. All right, so I wanted to be sure, so I went back and I adjusted the Hawke scope a few clicks to the right. I actually put another few clicks on it as well. You can see now more of our pattern is based in there. This was at 20 yards, so I'm very confident now that at 20 yards, aiming right there you can see the pattern is fantastic. Really impressed with the SA-28 and also the Rectifier choke, and most importantly the Verdict ammunition. Can't go wrong. Great stuff. You can get it in 4, 10, 28, 20, 12, and even 10 gauge if that really knocks your socks off. Brian Keitler, Lifting the Field Outdoors. God bless.